Piano. It must say my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mumieni na yesu. Na yentiti o man. Na wonso oni nipa.
E daddy e Ghana for dia. Enye BP dia. Enye NDC dia. Enye obi bia dia.
President Kufano. Because what to niamam na affecting all this. Full prices now what they buy.
Yeah, I just NDC for car be kwa Ghana card akwaje ndani bi kama nasa.
Mene wo kata ya ye ye no nya se ya te de so e kina titi pa se kira e titi po wo be ko fa dali bi wo me kai me na me ka dro
mo pese mo hwe susu a mo ko Facebook na Instagram na YouTube na Twitch TodayGhanaNews TV Anchor FM
Yechia Ghana Funeral my show.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to today's program on MyShow and NDC Hour on Today Ghana News TV. My name is Caroline Osei and I'll be your host. This program is live on Twitter via satellite, Facebook, YouTube on Today Ghana News TV. You can also follow us on Twitter, TikTok. When you want to follow us on via podcast, you can find us on Anchor FM. And once again, I want to welcome you. Thank you for taking time off to join us. We are very excited to come your way once again. And today we'll be discussing a very important topic. And we are so privileged to have with us one of our own comrade from the Upper West region. And she is the Deputy Women's Organizer for the Upper West region, and in the person of Comrade Florence Kpan. You're very much welcome, Comrade. Yes, as we wait for her to join us, we want to also encourage you to share your thoughts with us, send us messages. And if you are live with us, you can send this link to your friend, share it so that we can have a very beautiful and nice discussion. We'll check if our comrade is with us and we'll start today's show. Well, welcome back. Unfortunately, we're still trying to get our guest for tonight's show, and we're still trying to see if we can reach her. Oh, so nice. We have her now. Yes, as I mentioned earlier on, we are so privileged to have with us tonight Comrade Florence Kpan. who is the deputy regional organizer, women's organizer for Upper West region, and want to have a discussion that's centered on mainly on NDC, the presidential and parliamentary primaries, and the way forward so far. We all know that sometime last week, the NDC as a party opened up nominations for persons to pick up forms and apply to vie for various positions. And for the presidential nomination, we had 4 persons, including our own President John Dramani Mahama. And for me, I think so many people have the opportunity, including him, 4 persons. We want to ask Comrade Florence, what is your take on it? Is it good for the nomination to be open up so that other people should also come in and vie for the position? How democratic do you think is this nomination is?
Well, thank you so much, Madam Charlotte. I will want to say where I am this evening. So a good evening to our incoming president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And all aspirants, parliamentary, presidential aspirants, and most especially to my regional chairman, Chairman Bonas, and to the regional executives of Upper West. Your humble Empress Florence is greeting you. On the aspect of opening of nominations, we have had the branch levels nominations being opened. People were allowed to, if you assess yourself and you think you are fit or you want to work for the party and you want to avail yourself for an election.
Comrade, before you continue, is it possible you move your camera well for us so we can really see you? It's not situated well, so we can really see your face completely. It looks as if, no, we want to see your face well. And yes, and now we are seeing just your mouth. So let it side that we can really.
Can you see me?
Yeah, probably you might have to move back a bit for us so that we can see your face. That is better. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we have open nominations for branch elections. We had our branch executives. We opened for that of constituency, then regional into national elections. Now we are poised for the parliamentary and presidential elections. For opening of nominations, just as our name, NDC, National Democratic Party, Congress, is a democratic party. This is a party that believes in everyone. It believes in the people. Once you think that you are capable of doing something, the party opens its doors for you. So for us, we are not like other people that will say, okay, for you, because of this contribution, no one should contest you or not. No, we want to get the best from the people. So I think opening of nomination is the best that will ever happen to any party. If you open nominations, that is when you will get the best material. I think since from our former president, late President Rawlings, they have always opened nominations and we haven't regretted ever. So I think opening of nominations is just the best for us.
Yeah, but what is your take on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama picking up a form? I mean, the MPP always say that what is it coming back to do? Because, you know, he's been an MP, a minister, he's been a vice president, he's been a president as well. I mean, and they argue that what else does he want to come and do? What would you say to convince people or to tell people that, yes, this is a man who has done it before, and considering the deplorable state of our economy, we need such a person. So what is your take on that?
Well, Madam Caroline, NDC is full of very prominent people, good materials. even you, if we present you 2024, you are going to win that the seat for us. You are going to be the first female president of Ghana. Anyone, NDC, we have the men, we have the women also. So for President John Dramani Mahama, I think that if somebody asks what is he coming to do, the fact that he has occupied those offices, those positions, that is even the more reason why he should come again. He has been a deputy minister, he has been a minister, he has been a vice president, he has been a president, and he wants to be a president again. So I think if there's anyone who understands the economy, if there's anyone who understands government, if there's anyone who understands Ghana, then it should be President John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah, but somebody will also argue that, you know, you've had it all. Isn't it enough for you? You know, I will probably say that, no, where the economy is, we need somebody who is hands-on. But other people will also argue and say, no, he's had enough. Let somebody else come and try his luck. I mean, what would you say to such persons?
If you know how John Dramani Mahama started in politics, you will not say he has had enough. Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama never came for himself. If it's for himself, he will say, I've had enough. This, his present command, it had to take regional chairmen in all the regions to convince him to come to Ghana, to convince him to contest again. If it's about President John Dramani Mahama, he will think that he has had enough. But it's not about him. It's about who will salvage Mother Ghana. It's about who will take us to the promised land. He was almost there, but Ghanaians, we humans as we are, somebody came with his sweet mouth. We thought that he was going to be better. Ghanaians gave him the nod. Today, look at it. Now, John Dramani Mahama will not have to talk much because the system itself will speak for Ghana. You will look at my mom will say that you will look behind, look at your problems and go and vote. So you yourself already, you know what is happening. You know when it was John Mahama, you know how it is now. So except the new voters that will be coming, that will say, okay, we have never had this system, or we have never voted, but they have felt the system. They have felt the economy. They have felt the hardship. So for John Dramani Mahama coming back, it's just Ghanaians that are compelling him to come, and he has no choice than to come.
So what will be your convincing message to the floating voters? You know, there is a school of thought that the state of economy doesn't win an election alone, cannot win an election. And when you take the MPP as a government into consideration, it's a machinery. It's like it's a group of people we are dealing with. We can't really predict them because, you know, they have always said that they want to break the 8. And so how is the NDC preparing itself, you know, to speak to the people to understand, apart from the economy that they see that is wrong, how is the NDC preparing itself to match the MPP in 2024?
Yes, NDC preparing itself for 2024 elections. So far, so very good. We started at the branch levels. NDC made sure they had the right people as branch executives. NDC made sure they had very quality people as constituency executives. NDC has made it possible to have very quality people as regional. International, NDC had the best at the national level. So with the leadership that NDC has been able to produce, even globally, in our other branches outside Ghana, NDC, you can see that NDC is really ready, is poised for victory, is poised for this election. NDC is solid on the ground. when you look at the issues, even though Ghanaians are abreast with issues, but there are a lot of things that we enlighten them on. There are so many things that are going on in Ghana, so many things in the government that people are not, if not for NDC, if not for our communication bureau, people wouldn't have had any idea of those things. So we are pushing everything, the informations, we are getting the right informations to the people. We have gotten quality leaders. So NDC, even preparing for the elections, we know the elections, we are going to win that election on the election day. On the grounds, the polling stations we have picked very quality. Now we said every polling station, our polling agents, we want to get the best. We have had good polling agents, but we want to get the best polling agents now. We are not going to court. We are not doing anything like Kabi. No, we are poised and we are winning on the 7th of December 2024.
So as a women's organizer in the Upper West region, I'm sure you are very abreast with the information that your women bring to you. I don't know what they tell you, what you hear from the grounds, from the grassroots people. I don't know what they've been telling you and what their concerns are. Because for me, I don't see it as easy as you present it. It is, I mean, to a certain extent, but I feel that the executives must do more in terms of probably sending messages to the villages and all that. So what are you doing about that? Is there anything, are you putting mechanisms in place to make sure the information gets to the lowest person or to the person who is at the farthest place in the northern region? What are you doing to help JDM come back to power?
Yes, what is different now is that in the past years, we haven't had zonal coordinators. That is to tell you how far we have gone getting the information to the grassroots. We now have zonal coordinators aside the constituency or branch executives. We have zonal coordinators. They are always with the people. We see them as our communicators, but we want to give them a very good office as coordinators. They will be coordinating the zones for us. So those people, we make sure they are with the people. They are not like somebody, you are in Nadoli, you are from Nadoli and you are in Wa or something. No, you must be with the people. So we've had those people that they are working very hard for the party. At the constituency level, all constituency executives, we have platforms that everybody wants to see what you are doing. So we see, as regional executives, we see how good our constituency executives have been, how well they are working. They every week, they make sure they have programs, they are in touch with the people. They go to the branches, get in touch with the branch executives. And even for us, it was just Monday that I got free. If not for about 6 days, I've been running around the region. I never slept in my room. I've been running around the region. We make sure that they work. We are poised for action. We are poised for these elections. We are poised for power. So, and it cuts across. We network all the time. We are in touch with other regions. It cuts across. All executives are, everybody's hungry for power now. Let me put it that way. We are very hungry for power. So everybody wants to get to the grassroots. You will not do social media stuff, no. If you are a social media executive, we will want to give you a better position and take that position from you. So all executives will tell them, we don't want social media executives, we want grassroots executives. So once you are an executive, go to the grassroots. That is how prepared we are.
You're still watching NDC Hour on my show, and keep on sending your messages in. We'll be very glad to read them out to you. Send the link to a friend to join us and for this discussion. We'll take a short break, and when we're about, we'll continue with our discussion.
I am a boat Ghana. It is a castle, or may you hear my. Nenam amamua enko yenti no. Ekom de.
But I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak that one language and ensure that we burden share in the issues ahead.
Welcome back. Yeah, so welcome back to NDCR on our show. We are glad to be back, and we just want to ask you, Comrade Florence Mann. You see, of all candidates here, forgive me if your name is not well pronounced. You know, of all the candidates, I can see that the NDC is most. A majority of the NDC members are they are bent on bringing JDM back. You know, you mentioned earlier on that he's done it before. You know, he can do it. Can you give us some of the things you can really speak to people about, which is, I mean, obvious things that he did when it comes to the Upper West region? What would you say to your people when you are talking about JDM in the Upper West region?
Yes, our people have a saying that whatever that JM has done is not a stomach sickness, it's an eye sickness. It's something you can see. It's not something that is within. All the developments that JM has brought to the Upper West region, be it hospitals, we have the ultra-modern hospital in Upper West. We haven't had that before. We have never had that. There's the first time NDC Upper West is enjoying good healthcare, and that is the works of former President John Dramani Mahama. Be it schools, we have secondary schools that John Dramani Mahama has built in the Upper West region, not just the regional hospital, polyclinics, other health centers. JM has made it possible that every constituency, every district has a hospital. There are secondary schools that we are enjoying today. Our children that have just completed junior high schools are able to get admissions into secondary schools because JM has brought so much infrastructures in those schools that they can have access to good dormitories. They have good classrooms to learn. They have access to potable water and all that. These are the works of JM. JM had only 4 years, but he was able to do all these things. We've had this present government for 8 good years, no single school in this region. We've had this government for 8 good years, no single hospital, not even a clinic, chip compound, no single chip compound in this region. We have had this present government for 8 years. Water, access to potable water. If not what President John Dramani Mahama left, there hasn't been any addition. So with all these happenings, it will just take us very few words to convince our people. They are in it. They have seen John Dramani Mahama's government. They have seen President Akufo-Addo's government. And they know where it pinches most. They know who has treated them well and who hasn't. When we go to access to information, today, if you are a government appointee and you want to say the truth, be rest assured that tomorrow you will not be in government. If you want to render certain information to the media, be rest assured that tomorrow you have no job. That is how porous the system has become. When you go to education, they say they have brought free senior high. My son gained admission to Big Boss, Volga Secondary School. The items that day, even before he got the admission, I had to pay money to the school. Not that I gave it to someone. I paid to the school for him to get the admission. That they call that a PTA. But that's just a perfect way of stealing our money. They said it's free, but it's not free after all. The items that they listed for us to buy, my sister, over 5,000 Ghana cedis, your son will not go to school, your daughter will not go to school if you don't have that money. So where is the free senior high? It is not free after all. So these are the sufferings. Even today, this afternoon, when sometimes in the afternoon, I want to go around, meet the market women and see their reactions. Today, I went to talk to some women, and they were like, before I could get not knowing they were already on that topic. They're like, now all that they've had, they've sold their clothes and everything just for a daughter or a son to go to school, and they have not yet met the requirements. The items that they have given them to provide, they still cannot provide. Prices are shooting up, yet you are giving them long lists for them to bring. So these are things that in John Dramani Mahama's era, we never had that. Even if you are going to pay school fees, they will make sure that it's the school fees that they will use in buying those items. They will not ask the students to bring them. Now, even papers, students will have to provide papers. They have to provide markers. They have to provide almost everything. So where is the free education? These are the things that the teachers are going to use in teaching them. That means government is not providing anything. We are. So looking at all these things, I will not come and start convincing you as an Upper Westerner if you were here. I will not start coming to do politics. Already you have felt the heat. You know what is happening here. My good people, even people that are die wool MPP. This afternoon, there are a lot of ladies that came to me. Every day, this is a daily thing. They come to me, oh, Empress, for me, I've surrendered. We are in for you. Anywhere you want us to go, we will go. They are ready to come all out, that they have had enough, that they have been deceived, that this government came with sweet talks. They thought that it was going to be better. And now they are suffering. Now everybody's praying that we get back our John Dramani Mahama. They thought he was the problem. They thought he was a bad one. Now they've really had what is called bad.
Let's just hope that these people at the time of election in 2024 will not change, will not be convinced, because when the time comes, as our former president said, Ghanaians have very short memories. When the time comes and they are offered other things that they really want, before you realize they are selling their birthright, and they will just give out money, and then they will take and go and take wrong decisions, and Ghanaians have to live with it for 4 years. We just hope that the people will take your message very well and then will vote according to that. Now I want to divert a bit into the flag bearership, vice president. The NDC has always been known as a democratic party. You don't need a special name to be on top. All you need is your availability, your willingness to work and to serve your nation. At least that's what we know that our late president inculcated in most of us when we were growing up. He came in before I was born, but I mean, I saw the things when I was in primary school, and I knew that this is a democratic Congress from day one. So we saw that last 4 years, ex-president brought on board Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. The only party that has been able to bring on a woman as a vice presidential candidate, you know, this year, next year, going into 2024 election, how do you think that, will the dynamics change? Is it going to be the same, or there's going to be more opportunities for other women as well to try their luck?
Yes, President John Dramani Mahama's decision to bring a woman on as a running mate in 2020, that was the best thing President Mahama ever did for women. As for me, I'm a feminist, so sometimes I am so passionate when it comes to women. That's something we've never had. That was the first time a president is like the ruling the most active parties, NDC and NPP. NPP has never presented a woman as a running mate. NDC is the first to present a woman as a running mate. Maybe some other smaller parties might have presented women, but we know they're never coming to power. So for the two major parties, NDC is leading as women participation in politics. So I think this was a very good move. And looking at the personnel that they brought, Professor Nana, this was a very solid woman, very intelligent, on top of issues. People have issues with her. Probably sometimes they think she's dull or something. We must not all be giddy-giddy. Somebody will have to take it cool. If you have a president that is giddy-giddy and have a running mate giddy-giddy, or a vice president giddy-giddy, you might land yourselves in troubles. But this a mother, and I always say, if they bring her back, very good. But I would not be very happy if they change like to a man. We have other women. For me, I see NDC as a solid party. I see NDC as a party that doesn't discriminate. They will not say because you are a woman, you cannot occupy this position. No, the NDC don't do this. So even if it is the president, the president aspirant,
yes,
he will have all the powers to nominate who to be the running mate. But I just pray that he gives us the shine again. He tries a woman again. And this time, I know we will not. Maybe the other 2020 women did not help Professor Nana enough. This time, if he tries us again, we are poised and we will help Professor Nana to bring him power. If it's not even Professor Nana, any other woman, if it's this Madam Caroline that they are presenting, we are poised to come and support him to win that.
I think Professor, the likes of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman is, is unbeatable, you know, when it comes to knowledge, in depth of experience in the educational background. We can't have any better person. But as you mentioned, the NDC has so many competent people who are ready to take up positions to help this country get back on the right track. You know, as it stands, this economy is in a mess, and we need able hands. We need people who can come on board, bring ideas, people who are ready to work and not to take advantage of their position and be arrogant, you know, and feel that once you've given me the position, because the Constitution gives me a lot of power, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to listen to you. But before we progress, you know, I want to read a few messages that has come in. And I want to encourage you, just bring in, just write something, you know, tell us what you feel, and we'll be very glad to read it. We want to read a message from Omar Dennis. It's a best regards to our able host, Caroline Irresistible Flow, watching live from Industrial Hub, city of Bielefeld, that's in Germany. Welcome our able authentic chapter vice chairman. And then good evening, Comrade Caroline. Kudos to you and Comrade Pan. We are loving the show. Thank you very much. We are glad. Please ask Comrade Pan that what's the chances of the NDC in 2024 in the Upper West region. I'll do that. Yes. Good evening to our able youth organizer and his deputy. Great to see you guys. We support you, and that's what is trying to say. And yes, please send the NSS scandal to NDC platform. Okay. Yes. So that's the few messages we have now. It says, mashallah, it shall be well, and yes, good evening, our beautiful hostess and Comrade Man. Yes, that is from Patina Bedu. But yeah, someone is watching live from United States of Amasaman constituency. Yes, send the link to your friends. More grace to your elbows, Caroline. You've started well, dear. Okay. Yes. The NDC is the party of the people, by the people, and for the people. So this is political analyst at Nadowuli Kalio constituency, Ghana, Comrade Florence Span. Yeah. Okay, so Madam Caroline, please do not mention my name. There is a scandal in NSS. Yes, okay. Okay, watching you from Amsterdam, Holland. We'll take a short break, and when we come, we get to the concluding part of today's show. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
I am a boy, Ghana. It is a castle. O man, you hear my. Then
Yes, welcome back. Wonderful show. Kudos to your dynamic ladies. Keep the messages flowing. Watching my dear Florence Span from United Kingdom. Eyezu, Eyeza. Yes, I'm watching you live from far, but please, as I said earlier, or not to mention my name, please. Yes, we won't. This woman knows really what she's doing. She's on top of issues. Kudos to both ladies. We really have both the men and the women, not like the opposite number, always bragging that we have the men, yet drove us to, I think, yes. Good evening, Comrade Caroline. Kudos to you, Comrade Man. I think I've had all these messages. These people can lie. I'll be very glad if you can add the people who can lie to you so that we will know who you are referring to exactly. Watching from the Tatale, Northern Ghana, you are also live on Sakina Information Center. Thank you. Yes, from Teresa Osei, kudos, watching you from Ghana. Okay. Lovely, my able Upper West Regional Deputy Women's Organizer. Yes, I think we've had, Ghanaians are discerning, my brother, and can easily see the difference. I think that's what he wanted to write. John Dramani Mahama is the savior we need. Watching you on YouTube, live from Portugal. Okay. Watching you from Norway. Ghana is in a mess because of this useless government. Well done, ladies. Okay, so I think we'll conclude very soon, but let's just take a short break and then we will be back.
But I can tell you, as my colleague, Deputy Minister said, we are not going to the IMF. Whatever we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on. Okay? So let's think of us as who we are, a proud, strong people, the shining star of Africa, and we have the capacity to do what we want to do. If only we can speak that one language and ensure that we burden share in the issues ahead.
Welcome back to our show, the show, an NDC Hour on Today Ghana TV Live. And we were talking about the NDC primary, the presidential and the parliamentary primaries and the way forward, how the NDC is getting itself ready to stand for the election in 2024. And we've had on the show Comrade Florence Span, who is the Upper West Regional, Deputy Regional Women Organizer, and she's been taking us through some of the things that the preparations they are doing for 2024. Comrade Span, welcome back. Yeah, yes. Thank you very much. I think you've given us lots of encouragement as NDC grassroots. And those who are watching this program, they are very excited. But before we take our last topic, I want to find out how the Upper West region, whether JDM won in the last election. Somebody sent a message for me to ask you whether JDM won in the Upper West region in the last election.
Yes, in the last election, NDC did better far better than previous elections. By figures, NDC was far better than previous elections. Even the times of Chairman Rawlings, Professor Tamils, and to John Dramani Mahama, 2024, NDC had the best of votes. For John Dramani Mahama's performance in the Upper West region, we only lost 3 seats. We had 11 over 11 in 2016. There was no NPP seats in Parliament in 2016. But 2020, we lost 3 seats to NPP. But even the 3 seats, JDM won in those constituencies. The constituencies that we lost, the primaries, the parliamentary to NPP, John Dramani Mahama still won in those constituencies. So for Upper West, it's very possible for a parliamentary candidate to have very lesser votes. But for James winning in Upper West is something that is guaranteed. He did very well in 2020, and I know for sure that James will do far better in 2024. Because what we are doing now, the results we are getting so far, we haven't even started. I tell my people, we haven't even started. This is just a foundation we are laying. But the results that we are getting so far, we know if we had even 15 constituencies, NDC will still have the 15 constituencies, but we still have 11. NDC, the match that our regional chairman is poised to deliver 11 over 11, NDC will surely deliver 11 over 11, inshallah, 2024.
Have you been able to find out reasons why you were unable to, I mean, has somebody sent a message, has that seat, the Upper West region been always NDC or MPP? What changed? And if it was NDC, what changed for the MPP to win that region?
If the sees Upper West as a seat, NDC is still winning in Upper West. NDC has still won the seats. Upper West is a region, not a seat. We have 11 constituencies, and out of the 11 constituencies, NDC has 8 MPs, parliamentarians representing our party. So if it's about winning, NDC has the region has been for NDC and still for the NDC. Will always be for the NDC.
Yeah, so that's what
2020 the dynamics changed because of the so much lies that were pumped into the system. People thought they were getting a messiah. People thought the much that this government lied into government. People thought they were going to be any better. Okay. But even with that, NDC still beat them in the Upper West region. In terms of both parliamentary and presidential, NDC still beat them in the Upper West region. If you see Upper West as a seat, it's still for NDC.
Yeah. So I mean, as a region, it's still for NDC, and you are promising that inshallah the region will still be for NDC. I mean, with higher numbers, you know. Yeah. Also, soon we are almost at the end of this program. I believe that we've all had a nice time with Comrade Florence Mann. And in conclusion, I don't know what message you want to send across to anyone watching you, the NDC grassroots. I'm sure that we have a lot of people all across the globe watching us tonight. I mean, before we end tonight's program, I want you to say something to them.
Yes, I will start with my women on the NDC national platform. My women organizers in other regions pledged, they promised that they're going to monitor this program, and that's they want to see what I would want them to do. So on this platform, I am entreating them all that this 2024 elections, it's JM has always believed in women and will always believe in women. JM knows that to talk of the population, women and children are the highest. If they talk of someone that will understand the economy, it is a woman or the child that will understand, because we are the people that are suffering now. Mothers are struggling to take care of their children. Children are not even getting the best from their parents because of the hard economy. So for my women, I've always told them, especially those in the Upper West region, my 22 women organizers, including the regional, making us 25. Our 25 women organizers, I've always told them that these elections, we are winning this at the polling stations. We are not winning elections in court. We are winning this election at the polling station. Make yourself available. The D-Day, that is even the most important day. People now are poised. They want to vote for President John Dramani Mahama. But we know who these people are. We know what they are capable of doing. They can do anything. So just the army, the soldiers of NDC, soldiers that Rawlings ever trained us for. If it becomes the West, be the policeman of NDC in your various constituencies, your various police stations. Be there till the end. Make sure it gets into the system. Make sure John Dramani Mahama is declared the president of the Republic of Ghana before you can go to sleep. All these that we are doing, if you don't stand on the election day, it will all be in vain. So I am saying it again, on the election day, let's all come out. Those of you that are willing to be polling agents, I've told you, I said I am #1 polling agent. I am ready to be a polling agent. Also avail yourself to be polling agents in your various polling stations. Stand up for the right. Salvage Ghanaians. Ghana has suffered enough. They are looking up to you, women. So if you don't come all out, if you don't wear your armor to fight for Mother Ghana, don't come and cry to Florence again. Yes, and I know you have done it before, you will do it again. I am looking up to all of you to come support us to salvage Ghana. We have had enough of this a government full of lies, deceit. We have had enough of this government.
Yes.
Let's come and make the difference. My mom will say that, oh, she pities John Dramani Mahama, or that he's coming to suffer.
Yes.
Let him come and suffer for us. John has always suffered for us. Let him come and suffer for us.
He's coming to put the party on the right track. He's going to make sure that the next person that comes after him will not go through a lot. So he's always been like a savior. And as a savior, you need to be crucified. You know, you have to always go through a lot of pain. And he set himself, is ready. And, you know, to him, I'm sure there is nothing much that he needs now, because he virtually had to be pushed. I mean, I heard people saying that, look, he has no option. Look, President Mahama can't even, he's not for himself and his family. So if even he had decided that he wouldn't do it, you know, we'll virtually carry him and put him there, because he's the only person who, with the opponents, they are so scared of him that when they mention his name, and they mention, even though he's not Jesus Christ, at the mention of his name alone, you know, a lot of problems happen in the NPP, you know. So thank you very much for joining us tonight for this program. We've had a very beautiful discussion, and I'm sure that our viewers and listeners have also enjoyed this time. This is all that time can afford us and permit us. And we hope that we'll have you sometime again. Sometime again, we'll have you to come and help us with other topics. And thank you very much. We just want to take one or two messages, and then we will end tonight's program. So if you haven't sent your message, send it. Sure, we all have to join in the rescue mission. That's Patina Beduye, our sister party watching from Poland. Kunte Nana is watching us from Poland. And wow, Akos, congrats and keep it up. Anibalo Verenu. You know, this name, I'm always struggling to mention it, you know. My workaholic Deputy Regional Women's Organizer, Madam Florence Fahima Khan, keep the good works, watching you live from the Upper West region. That's from Osman Mohammed Bampore Jr. Yeah, keep up the good work, Malik Dramani Mahama. Thank you very much for all your messages. You can still share the link to your friends even after we've ended tonight's show, and they can watch it later on. And as I mentioned earlier on, you can always follow Today Ghana News TV on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and write a comment, and we'll be glad to hear you and see what your suggestions are. Okay, with me, Caroline, as the host. See you next week. Bye-bye.